Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Matty Jeff from WGNA, your afternoon drive host. I'm sure you met Chrissy and Jess. Where'd Jess go? Oh, there you are, Jess. I couldn't see you with your hat on. Thank you.
There's that.
Thank you, Michelle, for listening and for entering to win this concert in Cubicle today. And I believe the pizza's running a little bit late, but we'll do the performance and then pizza should ride after that. And we'll have a little food. So first, like I said, thank you guys for listening. And this is a cool little thing we do. We get some great new acts that come to see us at the radio station, and usually a lot of times they would play songs for us in the conference room, but this idea was born a few years ago, and they thought, wouldn't it be cool if we brought these great new acts out to meet some listeners and have some fun, and then we get to see them and get to know them, and then you guys get to see them and get to know them, and then you can tell your friends about how amazing they are. And right now we have an amazing new vocal group here with you today. So they're going to play a few songs for you. They'll do a little question and answer period, so if you guys have any questions for them, feel free to ask, but I'm going to let them take it over. How about a round of applause for Valerie music recording artist Delta Ray.
It's great to be here with you. Thank you so much for having us. I'm Brittany, and we are Delta Ray. We're from Durham, North Carolina. And we're going to start you out with a song by one of our favorite bands, and then go into a song that tells you a little bit about how we started Delta Ray.
There are stars in the southern sky, southward as you go. There is moonlight and moss in the trees, down the seven bridges road. Hey, I lived in California, I was working in Manhattan. My life was very busy, but nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
That's true.
That tells the story of this band.
The biography.
Yeah.
We
No,
lived
that's
in a
thank you for
house
asking.
together in the middle of nowhere in North Carolina.
Yeah, we started this band together in the middle of the woods in a big house that we fixed up and all lived in together. And yeah, we could play music at any time.
It's worth saying that.
First, he was killing snakes and spiders with a machete.
That's true. Well, so 3 of us are siblings. But you guess who is related up here. But we moved into this house together, and when we moved in, it had been abandoned for about a year. And so I moved in, and the fridge was still full of food, and that was really weird and horrible. You can only imagine.
Take over a house like that.
Yeah, but yes, we had, I think I found 6 black widow spiders, and Ian had to kill a copperhead snake which had rooted under the house.
Oh my God.
And so it was really taking over the house for the claiming it for the band, and that's when we moved in. That's kind of, we rehearsed every day, and we started touring. I think that first month we had our first show. So it's just, we've been kind of doing it ever since. That was years ago.
8 years ago.
8 years ago.
We've been doing this for
Great harmony.
Thank you so much.
So much.
So, I mean, without any mics or anything, it's just...
Well, this is a great room.
Thanks.
It's amazing to be here. by the way.
It's wonderful.
We planned this, but we planned it.
It's perfect. Nailed it.
You guys can come here anytime.
Thank you.
Can I just say, we were just talking to Michelle about the work y'all do here, and it's incredible. We're so honored to be able to come and give y'all a little midday concert that's so beyond well-deserved. I wish we could do it every day. And also for the folks who live here, I'm so glad that we could play for y'all too. So.
Yes.
Round of applause for you guys.
And just to round it out, the 3 siblings, our parents, our dad's job moved us out to California, which is where we met Liz when we were 10 years old. So we've been singing with her for a long time.
You might as well be a sister.
She is our sister. And she's gonna kick off this next one. You want to tell them about it?
Yeah, we are a country band that's fronted by 2 women, if you haven't noticed. So we put together a little musical cocktail of some of our favorite female country artists that have inspired us.
Jumping for folks like me on the job from 9 to 5, working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. Barely 13 bucks, all taking and no giving. We just use your mind, but they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5. Oh, 9 to 5. Crazy for feeling so lonely. I'm crazy for feeling so blue. Worry, why would I let myself worry? Wondering what in the world did I do? Crazy for thinking that my love could hold you. I'm crazy for trying and crazy for crying, and I'm crazy for loving you. Too easy on the stomps on this one, guys.
You got it.
On a boat, on the beach, in the water, in the sand, in the back of the bar, cold beer in your hand.
Breaking hearts, breaking necks when we're rolling down the street.
Heads turning all big when they see you with me.
I'm thinking everybody better stand in line, 'cause
the second that you walk in, and baby, you look good all day, all night. You look good, so fresh, so fine. You look good, got everybody watching you. Got cameras in Hollywood, baby, you look good. Oh yeah, baby, you look good.
All right.
Yeah, I'm just realizing. I'm like looking down at these hardwood floors. I'm like, somewhere in my house stomping on my floor. Like, cut it out.
Should have take your shoes off.
And people live on it, and you know, people would be napping, not napping anymore.
Yeah.
You guys are really fun. It's very rare that we see the person operating the camera even singing along. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Really good. So great.
I know that Britt already said it, but it's so amazing what you all do at the Center for Disability Services. The fact that you have 54 houses throughout the Capital District that you're offering services to these people for. Health clinics too. Really incredible. I have never met people who run a nonprofit organization that is so unique and so selfless and so wonderful.
And we really
so
are.
Thank you.
We're a band who really we treasure home so much, and so the fact that y'all make it feel like home is really powerful and amazing.
That's great, you guys.
So I'm just gonna take it down to a little bit of a sad place. We'll bring it right back up after, I promise. But this next song is our new single at Country Radio, and it is a song that I wrote after going through a breakup last year that really shook me, and it was my fault that things had ended. And when she left, I was in my apartment by myself for the first time in a long time, and I was overwhelmed by how quiet it was and how much I missed her. And I actually couldn't stay in that apartment anymore, and I couldn't stay in North Carolina anymore. The whole state felt haunted to me. So I did something I had wanted to do for a long time but never had the courage to do, and I moved to Nashville, and I live here now. And when I got to Nashville, this is the first song I wrote. And I asked Liz to sing it for me because I couldn't sing it when we went in the studio. It was too personal and raw at the moment. So she's going to sing it for you now. This is called No Peace and Quiet. And again, I promise we'll bring it right back up. Here we go.
My friends are always over, so I'm not alone. And the TV's on the second that they leave. Ghosts don't stand a chance against the radio. That's why I turn the music up to sleep. 'Cause there's no peace and quiet, just footsteps on the stairs, whispers in the silence, remind me you're not there. There's no peace and quiet. Tonight I'll lie down knowing you're not coming home. Then I'll swear I hear your keys outside my door, and I'll hate myself for checking as if I don't know that it's just the wind chimes on the neighbor's porch. 'Cause there's no peace and quiet, just footsteps on the stairs, whispers in the silence, remind me you're not there.
'cause there's no peace and quiet, just footsteps on the stairs, whispers in the silence, remind me you're not there. There's no peace and quiet, there's no peace. Thanks so much, y'all. Thank you for listening, and thanks so much for that song. That was
Anyone have any questions for these guys?
Yeah, we'd love questions.
Why Delta Ray?
Oh, great question.
That is actually a funny story. It's not that funny, but it's good. Our mom is a writer, and she has been writing a book for 20 years. When you have 3 kids, I think you have an idea for a book, and then 20 years later, you write the book. So she's been writing in her mind for 20 years, and she's finally finished the first draft right around when we were starting out as a band. And she's like, guys, I came up with my character's, the main character's name, the name of the book. Like, I'm really excited about this.
And it's about a girl who grows up in the South and awakens the Greek gods, calls them back to Earth to save her dad. And
my mom's a bit of a nerd, turns out, and she passes it along to all of her kids. But so she's like, it's Southern, it's epic, you know, and it's Delta Ray, and we were like, that sounds like a great band name. Mom, we borrowed that for the indefinite future, and now we just say that this whole band is just a promotion for her book. Whenever to put it out. She's on her 2nd draft, and we've all read it, and it is so good.
Hey, it's all about cross-platform branding.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
You gotta do it all.
I mean, I say she's already got so many readers ready to take it.
at least 4.
At least 4 really dedicated ones. So yeah, but that's where the name came from.
Cool.
And,
Great story.
Any other questions before we kick it off?
You can ask
him
anything.
any question anytime
What
too.
is
So
your
we can just
biggest
do
musical
that.
inspiration?
Ooh, that's gonna be an individual.
Okay,
call, but-
we'll say as a band, we
As a band.
look to Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, hence the hat. But I think
But not just the
individually, it's
I love like Coldplay, Ray LaMontagne, James Taylor.
Lizzie,
I love Smokey Robinson, I love Sheryl Crow, I love Bonnie Raitt.
Joni Mitchell, Freddie Mercury, gospel, like Mahalia.
Mine have all been said. I'll just add, for me personally, because I usually play the piano, so Billy Joel has been a big influence for me too.
You're
Mm-hmm.
in Billy Joel country here.
I know. But then it's so funny. And then you added the woods and like the backwoods where we started the band, and that's kind of the country influence. But,
Yeah, well, and you know, I always we started out right when Lady A was like first, so they were kind of our like modern day, like, oh wow.
And Little Big Town.
And Little Big Town,
Of course,
like,
like the 4-part harmonies.
those harmonies
amazing.
could still be heard on the radio. So we were like, yes, please.
Collectively as a group or individually, was there a moment in your life, and does it stand out, or did it just happen organically, where you remember like, yeah, this is what I want to do? Like, do you recall that switch going off, or was it an ongoing process?
I think it's probably different for everybody, but Ian and I have been writing music since I was 10 years old. And we wrote the first song ever in the backseat of a minivan, coming home from vacation. And
Do you guys remember that song?
Yes, painfully. It was like, it went like, don't wanna hear you cry. I'm gonna make you mine. Whether it's here or in heaven, I'm gonna show you that I'll be the one. And it was kind of
12
like,
years old. I mean, I want to hear the rest of the song.
That was the first time
It
I've
was
ever...
Backstreet Boys.
It was Backstreet Boys influence. It was also us being really melodramatic, imagining falling in love with somebody who was maybe passing away or something.
So it was also a Walk to Remember.
It was just
It's a weird
spark stop.
Yeah, Walk to Remember plus Backstreet Boys equals that emo song.
I'm sure I'm gonna regret singing.
I'm gonna leave that in.
I don't know. Now it's copyrighted.
Sure. Yes, but we started. So that was way back, and we've been singing ever since we could talk, really. But I think that planted the seed, and I think once we realized that we could do it more long term. I mean, Ian went to college, and I followed him, went to the same school as he did, so that we could keep writing songs. That was really the bedrock of all of this, and Liz and Brittany's voices, we just fell in love with as kids. Liz has that rasp, Brittany's got that kind of lion soul. So we wanted to form what we thought would be our favorite singers doing the songs that we loved writing.
I've been on stage since I was in first grade doing musicals and stuff. I was in the ensemble for a really long time, and when I was in 6th grade I actually got a solo and had my own song. I think that was really when I realized how much I loved singing for people.
I always loved it. I had 2 brothers that were songwriters and singers, and I kind of felt like I got the message early on of like, you know, you can't really do this for your living. And I was like, I believed that on the one hand, but I also never wanted to believe that. So for a while I followed that dream of like performing all the time, was always in a play on a stage. But then when it came time to like graduate from school and stuff, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a farmer. I went out and started working farms. Like that was my summer job in high school, and then in college, and then after college that's what I did, because there were also no other jobs. We came out of, my parents were like, you have to go to college, and then we were like, okay, and then came out of college, and it was like, and it's the recession, so gotcha, let's get college degrees and start a band. Right. Yeah, so but I was on that track.
When you were milking one of those goats, you're like, you know what? I could be a singer.
Yeah, I was there though. I would sing out on that farm all the time, and it was right when we were starting the band that I was really working full time on a farm, and I didn't get any sleep. I had to pick one or the other, because it was up till 2, wake up at 4 kind of life for a while there. So.
Did we answer your question?
I don't know if Brittany did.
So the whole palette of answers was great.
I didn't really realize it till later in life, I think.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Y'all are so fun. So,
do you guys want to hear one other song? We can do a happy one, so that we don't leave you on that downer note. This song is our first sort of introduction to country radio, and we put it out earlier in the year, and we love to sing it because it's a happy song, and it's about imperfect people falling in love, which turns out are the only people who fall in love because they're the only people who exist. So it's about everybody, and it's called A Long and Happy Life, and we wish that for everybody in this room.
Strong-headed women and men who tested limits. like the shores of Palmetto Bay, knowing I'm so lucky your broken heart could love me. I was born to love you out where the water is wide. Make me a country ride to be my friend sometimes. You were born to heal me under an open sky. Oh, God just can't sing alive, 'cause we were both a little long and happy lives. Yes, we were happy lives. We were happy lives.
Yeah!
Thank you all so much for listening.
So much fun.
So good.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you
for
for
making all this
everything you all
happen.
do.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Michelle.
Can we thank you guys for coming? You guys?
We love it.
You toured your albums, many of them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very
We have an
much.
EP out now. It's called A Long and Happy Life.
And we'll tell you,
Which I
there's,
will make sure that you have a copy of before we leave.
there's a secret we've been keeping from our fans, but we're going to announce it this week. There's a really famous studio in Nashville, Tennessee called Blackbird Studio. Everyone's recorded there. So we wanted to go and kind of make a project there. So we are releasing an EP later this year of the Blackbird Sessions, which is pretty acoustic stripped, kind of what you've heard here. And we also did a recording of Silent Night that we're really excited about, that we're pairing with No Peace and Quiet for the holidays. Because No Peace and Quiet,
A little bit sad.
a little bit sad, but a lot of people
But it could
are
be
going.
about,
That's right.
it could be about someone you lost. too.
It's
Exactly,
exactly,
and
and
a lot of
that comes
people-
up right now
Yeah,
in life. And then we wanted to kind of have a moment of hope after that. So we're really excited. There are a couple other songs on there that you might like too. So that's all coming out later this week, next week I think,
Yeah.
something like that. So
We get the
we'd love for you to be in touch.
I know.
Yeah. Thank you so much for
Thanks,
everything.
y'all.
So good.
That was awesome.